Hollywood is no stranger to behind-the-scenes chaos. In fact, some of the most iconic films ever made were born out of creative conflict and artistic tension. But every so often a story breaks through the noise, one that not only captures the attention of the press but grips fans by the heartstrings. That's exactly what happened with the upcoming adaptation of It Ends With Us. What was once a highly anticipated romantic drama has now become the center of speculation, alleged legal tension, creative disagreements, and leaked communications between two of Hollywood's most talked about stars, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. It all started with excitement. Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel had millions of fans emotionally invested in Lily Bloom's journey, long before a single scene was shot. The moment Blake Lively was announced as Lily, it was met with thunderous applause from fans who had dreamed of seeing her bring the character to life. Known for her strong performances, Blake seemed like the perfect choice to embody the raw emotional complexity of Lily, a woman navigating love, heartbreak, trauma, and the strength to walk away from abuse. And then came Justin Baldoni. The actor-turned-director had already proven his ability to tell emotional stories that resonated deeply with young audiences. His work on 5 Feet Apart and Clouds positioned him as a filmmaker who could balance sensitivity with style. When he joined It Ends With Us as both director and co-star, fans were thrilled. On paper, the Lively-Baldoni duo looked like a dream team, two creative minds working together to honor one of the most emotionally intense love stories of a generation. But that's where the story takes an unexpected turn. While production officially moved forward, rumors began swirling about mounting tensions behind the scenes. Some called them mere artistic disagreements, others called it a clash of vision, tone, and ego. But what was undeniable was the growing storm cloud above the project. Insider reports suggested that creative friction between Blake and Justin wasn't just common, it was constant, and it was starting to spill into the open. At the heart of the conflict, creative control. Multiple sources claimed that Blake Lively had serious concerns over the direction of the film. She reportedly wanted a more nuanced and emotionally raw depiction of Lily's trauma performance that reflected the deep scars left by abuse and the complicated emotional entanglement of love and pain. Meanwhile, Baldoni allegedly wanted to keep the film's pacing tight and cinematic, perhaps softening some of the darker edges for mainstream accessibility. Soon after, emails and internal production messages allegedly leaked online. While neither Blake nor Justin confirmed their authenticity, entertainment insiders and Hollywood journalists began dissecting the tone and contents of these messages. One email reportedly showed Blake raising red flags about the portrayal of a pivotal confrontation scene, while another included a firm yet respectful response from Baldoni defending the structure of the current script. Fans went wild. The internet began buzzing with debates. Was Blake being difficult, as Hollywood so often labels women who advocate for deeper storytelling? Or was she the lone voice standing up for the emotional integrity of Lily Bloom? On the other hand, was Baldoni being unfairly maligned for simply trying to make the film work within tight studio deadlines? Or was he leaning too much into directorial authority without giving space for collaboration? Social media turned into a battleground. Hashtags like #TeamBlake and #TrustBaldoni started trending. Fan pages posted long threads analyzing leaked dialogue drafts and comparing them to the book. TikToks with side-by-side breakdowns of reported changes to key scenes flooded For You pages. Reddit became a hub of amateur sleuths, all trying to figure out who was right in a story. With no confirmed wrongdoer, then came the delays. The film's release date was quietly pushed not once but twice. Studio representatives claimed it was due to extended post-production timelines, but insiders whispered of larger issues. Allegedly, major scenes were reshot following intense debates over tone and performance. There were even rumors that Colleen Hoover herself was called back to consult and help navigate the growing rift. The emotional heart of her novel was now caught in a tug-of-war between two powerful voices. And this wasn't just about one movie anymore, it was about what the movie represented. For Blake, Lively playing Lily Bloom wasn't just another role. It was an opportunity to amplify the voice of every woman who's had to make a heartbreaking decision to walk away from love for the sake of survival. For Baldoni, It Ends With Us was a chance to bring his directorial vision to one of the most beloved books of the decade and solidify his place as a filmmaker who could handle intimate, character-driven stories. The stakes were high, careers were on the line. The public was watching. By the time early screeners were sent to select test audiences, the narrative around the film had already shifted. It was no longer just a book adaptation. It had become a symbol of modern Hollywood dynamics, of creative power struggles, emotional authenticity, and the sometimes painful reality of collaboration. Yet in the middle of the storm, both Lively and Baldoni remained publicly silent. No public feuds, no cryptic social media posts, just professionalism. And that silence in its own way spoke volumes. Despite the headlines, despite the speculation, despite the pressure, they were both still standing behind the film. What's perhaps most fascinating is that this story isn't black and white. There are no clear villains or heroes here. What we're witnessing is the messy, complicated, high-stakes reality of making art in a digital age, where every whisper becomes a tweet and every private moment becomes public spectacle. And maybe that's what makes this story so compelling. It's not about Blake versus Justin. It's about two people who cared so much about getting it right, that they were willing to walk through fire to protect what they believed in. And now, as it ends with us prepares for its release, one question remains: was all the chaos worth it? Did the tension behind the scenes result in a film that does justice to Colleen Hoover's powerful message, or did the passion that fueled its creation threaten to burn it down from within? Stick with us, because in today's video we're diving deep into everything you haven't heard yet. The exclusive reports, the alleged email leaks, the conflicting creative visions, and what this all means for the careers of two of Hollywood's most influential stars. This is the untold story of It Ends With Us, a story that might just be as emotionally intense as the novel itself. When Blake Lively was announced as the lead actress in the much-anticipated adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel It Ends With Us, fans across the world celebrated. And when Justin Baldoni, known for his work on Jane the Virgin and his directorial efforts like 5 Feet Apart, signed on as both the director and co-star, it seemed like a match made in cinematic heaven. The project had all the makings of a commercial, an emotional hit, a beloved novel, a powerful cast, and a director with a flair for raw, heartfelt storytelling. Behind the scenes, however, things weren't as seamless. What started off as mutual admiration between two creative powerhouses slowly turned into whispers of creative disagreements. Early meetings were filled with excitement. Blake brought her unique lens to the character of Lily Bloom, wanting to ground her emotionally, while Justin focused on visual authenticity and pacing. Both parties had strong visions, but the challenge was finding a middle ground. Sources close to the production reported that disagreements began emerging around character interpretation, tone, and even wardrobe choices. While such tensions are not uncommon in Hollywood, especially when adapting beloved material, the intensity of these conflicts reportedly began to escalate in ways that raised eyebrows. According to insiders, Lively had questions about certain script elements that didn't align with her understanding of Lily's trauma journey. Baldoni, however, remained firm on his creative direction, reportedly backed by early focus group feedback. By mid-production, the initial spark of collaboration had dimmed, replaced by logistical tension, late-night rewrites, and what some described as creative dissonance. Yet the team continued pushing forward, committed to honoring Hoover's emotional tale. But the storm was only beginning to form, and soon it would spill into the public eye. In a surprising twist that sent shockwaves through entertainment media, fragments of private emails and internal production notes allegedly began circulating online. Though neither Lively nor Baldoni confirmed the authenticity of the leaks, several verified entertainment journalists stated that the tone of the messages reflected growing frustration, particularly regarding scheduling, tone of the film, and post-production edits. The leaked correspondence reportedly included notes from Blake expressing concern over how certain emotionally sensitive scenes were being portrayed. She reportedly felt that the gravity of Lily's past trauma and her journey through domestic abuse wasn't being handled with enough care in some sequences, while Baldoni's response remained professional. Sources suggested he pushed back, defending the current script structure as faithful to the pacing and emotional rhythm intended for the screen. What truly stirred attention was a now viral email fragment where Lively allegedly requested a revision of a pivotal confrontation scene. She felt it may come across as oversimplified in comparison to the depth of the book. Baldoni's purported reply emphasized the need for pacing, and that the scene needed to resonate visually, not just emotionally. Though both camps remained silent publicly, fans and media alike began speculating about a possible breakdown in communication. Production insiders spoke anonymously to industry outlets, claiming that disagreements occasionally led to delays on set. Some even described days where rewrites were being done on the spot, creating a tense atmosphere that impacted cast and crew morale. Even more surprising were reports that Colleen Hoover herself was occasionally called in to mediate. The best-selling author, while excited about the adaptation, was said to be navigating her own complex emotions, balancing loyalty to her novel, excitement for the film, and concern over escalating creative differences. As post-production began, fans noticed something unusual: the official release date For It Ends With Us was delayed not once but twice. While the studio cited standard post-production polishing, insiders suggested the real reason was far more complicated. According to anonymous crew members, significant portions of the film were being reshot after heated debates between Lively and Baldoni over tone and continuity. The scenes in question reportedly revolved around some of the most intense and emotionally charged parts of the story, moments that defined the essence of Lily Bloom's journey. Lively was said to have fought hard for authenticity, allegedly pushing for additional takes, where the emotion felt less manufactured and more true to the book's spirit. Meanwhile, Baldoni, balancing budget concerns and studio pressure, focused on maintaining flow and audience engagement. These creative push and pulls were no longer just industry gossip. Social media soon caught wind of the alleged behind-the-scenes issues. Hashtags like #ESHOOTS and #Lively vs Baldoni trended intermittently on X, formerly Twitter, with fans picking sides, some siding with Lively's emotional integrity, others trusting Baldoni's directorial judgment. A major point of contention reportedly rose when the studio proposed using AI-based voice smoothing in ADR sessions to edit emotional delivery without needing additional reshoots. Lively allegedly objected, insisting that such tools could flatten the humanity of the performance. Baldoni, ever the innovator, was reportedly open to the idea, sparking yet another round of conversations about ethics in filmmaking. The delay led to a domino effect: missed marketing windows, postponed interviews, and rumors that distributors were growing uneasy. For a film once hailed as a guaranteed success, it now faced real challenges. Industry experts began speculating on whether the film could even meet fan expectations with such turbulence surrounding it. With the leaks and rumors gaining momentum, the careers of both Lively and Baldoni entered a curious phase. While both remained publicly gracious, never directly addressing the situation, their team dynamics appeared to shift. Talent managers, PR experts, and agents reportedly advised both stars to maintain silence, while subtly distancing themselves from the drama. For Blake, the situation raised questions about how often female leads are sidelined or labeled difficult for speaking up about emotional authenticity. Her fans applauded her for allegedly standing firm on protecting the emotional arc of Lily Bloom, while others in the industry worried that the tensions might affect future casting decisions in large-scale projects. Justin Baldoni, meanwhile, found himself under a different lens. While respected for his sensitivity and progressive storytelling, some in the Hollywood community quietly wondered whether his directorial approach needed recalibration. Was he asked to focus on production logistics at the expense of character nuance? Or was this simply the growing pains of adapting a deeply complex novel for the screen? Neither party faced formal backlash, but subtle career shifts followed. Blake reportedly began focusing more on projects where she had greater creative control, while Baldoni was rumored to be re-evaluating his approach to actor-director collaboration. The incident became a silent case study for Hollywood insiders, highlighting the challenges of adapting emotionally intense material when strong personalities collide. Despite the behind-the-scenes difficulties, test screenings for It Ends With Us reportedly received warm reactions. Viewers praised Lively's performance, especially in scenes involving Lily's transformation from vulnerability to empowerment. Baldoni's direction was described as visually soulful, even if some critics noted minor tonal inconsistencies. The unfolding drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni surrounding It Ends With Us serves as a powerful reminder of just how deeply personal filmmaking can be, especially when adapting a story as emotionally charged and culturally resonant as Colleen Hoover's bestseller. While fans initially anticipated a romantic drama that would capture the spirit of the novel, the reality behind the scenes was a far more complex journey of artistic passion, conflicting visions, and professional tension. But here's what truly stands out: at the heart of this reported conflict wasn't ego or rivalry, it was care. Blake Lively, known for her thoughtful approach to roles, reportedly fought to ensure Lily Bloom was portrayed with the emotional honesty she deserved. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni, a director with a track record of balancing sentiment with structure, was allegedly trying to bring the broader vision of the film to life under intense time and budgetary constraints. Both wanted the same thing: a beautiful film that mattered, but their paths to that goal occasionally diverged. In the world of entertainment, where public perception can shift overnight, both Lively and Baldoni showed restraint and professionalism. Despite swirling rumors, leaked emails, and speculative headlines, they chose not to wage a public battle. Instead, they let their work speak. And when they finally made a joint appearance acknowledging the intensity of their creative journey, Without resorting to blame, it reflected something rare in Hollywood: maturity. For fans, the controversy has been a roller coaster. Some sided with Lively's reported push for emotional authenticity, while others respected Baldoni's directorial commitment. But perhaps the real takeaway isn't about choosing sides, it's about recognizing how collaborative art can sometimes require tension. Growth doesn't always happen in harmony, sometimes it happens in friction. As It Ends With Us prepares for its theatrical debut, there's cautious optimism in the air. Early reactions suggest that the film has retained the novel's emotional core, thanks in part to the passionate contributions of both its lead actress and director. If the journey was difficult, it was also meaningful and perhaps even necessary. Stories like Lily's aren't easy to tell, and bringing them to screen requires more than just talent. It demands courage, empathy, and an unwavering belief in truth. In the end, what matters most is that audiences receive a film that resonates, a film that makes them feel seen. And whether that came through heated debates, late-night rewrites, or difficult compromises, the final product is a testament to what can be achieved when people care deeply. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni may have walked through fire to get there, but together, they may have created something unforgettable. That's the real story behind the headlines, not a feud, but a fight for meaning, for truth, for It Ends With Us.